One day, Peter and John were in the temple when they healed a cripple that used to beg at the Beautiful Gate. The cripple who was healed began to cling to Peter and John and praise God, and was filled with joy. The Israelites who were in the temple began to recognize this man who was praising God as the cripple who used to beg for money in the temple. The fact that the cripple was healed astonished the Israelites, and they began to form a crowd around Peter and John in the place called Solomon's Portico. Peter saw the crowd that began to form in their astonishment, but was not happy because the Israelites thought that Peter and John had healed this man by their own power. Peter asked the Israelites why they were astonished and why they looked at him and John as if they had made the cripple walk by some power of their own. Peter told the Israelites that their God, the God of Abraham and the God of their ancestors, had glorified Jesus, whom they had handed over to Pilate to be crucified, even though Pilate found him guilty of no crimes. Peter told the crowd of Israelites that they had chosen to release a murderer over the holy and righteous one. He told them that, even though they had put Jesus, the author of life, to death and had him crucified, God had raised him from the dead, and that he and John were witnesses of his resurrection. Peter told the crowd that instead of being healed by any power of their own, the cripple was healed by his faith in Jesus' name. In the presence of the entire crowd that had gathered, Peter then reassured the Israelites and told them that he knew that they had acted out of ignorance when they had handed Jesus over, just as their leaders did. Peter told the Israelites that God had fulfilled the prophecies of the prophets, saying that the Messiah would suffer through Jesus' crucifixion. Peter then urged the Israelites to turn away from their sins so that they may be forgiven, and God may send them times of peace through Jesus, his appointed Messiah. Peter explained to the crowd of Israelites that Moses was speaking of Jesus when he said that a prophet like himself would be raised up for the Israelites to guide them in all things, and that everyone who does not listen to that prophet would be cast out from the people. He told them that Jesus, whom Moses spoke of in his prophecy, is the one whose name will be received in heaven until the end of time, when all of the earth will be restored. Peter also explained that all of the prophets, such as Samuel and those who followed, spoke of the days when the Messiah would come. He told the Israelites they were the children of the covenant God made with Abraham, that all the families of the world would be blessed through Abraham's offspring, because God sent Jesus for the Israelites to turn them from their sins first, and so that they may spread the good news of Jesus and the salvation he brought to the rest of the earth.